The use of DXs or their understanding may be enhanced by increasing our learners or students' pragmatic awareness, or it may work otherwise by raising their by raising their didactic information or didactic use. We can raise their pragmatic awareness. So we need to look into the overall understanding of our students or learners or our interlocutors, understanding of how they work with their own didactic expressions in their own languages, especially in second or foreign language context. And it's also very important to know various languages and their points of origins and their point of communicative uses in various situations and various socio-cultural contexts. In order to raise students' pragmatic awareness, especially in relation to didactic expressions, we can devise certain activities. And here I'll uh, present one of those activities, which might include several small activities. For this activity, you need to form a small group which includes at least one person with a good knowledge of a language other than English or other than your native language. Ask this person to translate utterances containing a range of didactic phenomena to, to their other language and explain any problems or differences you, you have faced. Our Pakistani students might be asked to translate the didactic expressions or translate certain utterances from English to Urdu. And in this phenomena, they may be asked to, to note down where didactic references and how they are being translated. And you as an instructor might note down that what kind of differences they are facing while doing so. Further, this exercise may work better in tutorial groups in various classroom activities. So this is not an individual student activity. Rather, if it is worked out in groups, it might perform better. Ask each member of the group to come with 2 consecutive sentences. Moving further, these sentences can be chosen from any book or any other expression or source of material, but you need to make sure that anything you choose or they choose, it should contain certain indexical information or properties, and those properties may be discussed. That what kind of indexes or indexical expressions have been used there. This makes a good vacation task. You could give students, I mean, a small piece of reading and ask them to read for a while, and while reading, they need to pick the indexical properties or the expressions which has been used to point out various things in the discourse or in the writing of that book. If you get the opportunity, similarly, there could be other activities. For example, if you get any opportunities to uh, go around for your vacations, or you get a chance to travel to the world, any part of the world, try to note down various lexical expressions used by the speakers of the languages which are being used by the people at your destinations. For example, you stay in a hotel, you may note down how the hotel staff treats you and what kind of didactic expression they use to point out certain things. For example, to point out the room you have been allocated or which has been booked for you, to point out any other service which is available or you might have asked from the hotel staff. So there could be various points which you may note down in order to raise your pragmatic awareness as a learner of indexical expressions. If you aren't able to travel, you might mix with some unfamiliar groups in your surroundings, and you try to note down what kind of surprising didactic expressions they use uh, in in their company. In Pakistan, you can get huge opportunities of this kind of exercise because we are living in a multilingual society in which people uh, speaking various languages live together. So you might mix with a community which is speaking any other language which you might understand, and try to understand how they use their didactic expressions while pointing out various things in their own languages. And for example, you might note down how do they use this collective pronoun we in order to show certain group affiliation or certain membership of a group. You may also note down how they use the expression uh, equivalent to this and that, and how the psychological distance which is related to these words in English language is related to the similar expressions in their own languages and in their own cultural understandings. And try to note down exactly what you heard or read, and then report it to your tutorial group at the first meeting of new session. You might share this with your colleagues, with your teachers, even a family member who is interested in such a talk. Further, you might identify an occasion when you might expect to hear a variety of didactic ways of communicating what appears to be the same message. For example, you might note down a certain message, certain promotional message about the same thing coming from different companies who are selling or dealing with the same commodity. In this regard, we can see that in Great Britain, the train announcements are communicated by various companies, and we have a variety of didactic expressions in those train announcements. Even sometimes we have a variety of the use of didactic expressions among individual uh, announcers or announcement makers in the same company. Note down what you hear and present an analysis to your class or to your colleagues. So such activities might help you improve your general pragmatic awareness of a language, uh, as well as your particular understanding of didactic expressions in various languages.